Welcome back to another episode of Story in a Can. If you don't know what Story in a Can is, it's where we take post-it notes out of the cans that we've got here. So we've got 20 objects, 20 characters, 20 locations and 20 scenarios. And what we're going to do from each of those options, we're going to pick them out and make a story, kind of just me and Mitch on the fly. So do you want to do character? And I'll do object. So I've got an object of a light bulb.
Our character is a gangster.
Ooh, light bulb and gangster. I don't think we've ever had gangster.
I don't think we've ever had light bulb.
No. I'm going to go location, crack den. Crack den, they kind of go together.
Scenario, flash mob.
So sometimes the things that we pick out don't go together, but we've got to try and make a story out of a light bulb. We've got a character of a gangster, we've got a location of a crack den, and then we've got a scenario of a flash mob.
Well, we can cheat with the flash mob, and instead of
Mob.
it being a mob that's like a mob of people who turn up in a flash, the flash can have something to do with the light bulb. The mob
Well,
is something to do with the gangster.
The flash mob is the mob's got guns and the flash.
Yeah?
Maybe.
Oh, you know what? That's the name of the film.
Flash mob.
Flash mob.
Flash mob. So
It's a
we've got
Martin
the name of the film.
Scorsese film.
Right, so we've got gangster, crack den. I suppose they could go together very easily because gangster, drugs, crack den, trying to find someone maybe.
Yeah.
Someone who's like the owes all the money.
Okay.
Um,
Light bulb. Well, maybe this can set the tone for inside the crack den.
yeah.
It's
So
they've like boarded the windows up a bit, so there's only like little
Mhm.
cracks of light coming through there.
Mhm.
It's a crack den, so they're probably smoking loads of drugs.
Yeah.
So it's all smoky.
So the gangsters are trying to find someone. They're trying to hunt out. Maybe it's the good guy, and the good guy decides to hide in a crack den because it's slightly easier. They're all dark, they're dingy, they're not in nice places.
Yeah.
But he's like, he knows they're coming from him, and so he's like booby trapped the entire location
Right.
of like traps and stuff. So he's trying to kill these gangsters.
Yeah.
And he knows who's coming from. The boss guy's going to come from, and it's kind of like Home Alone but in a crack den
Okay.
type thing. And like the light bulb, he's like rigged the light bulbs to like
explode and that.
and they've got like explosives
Yeah.
in. And then that could be like the flash mob. So as they're exploding, it's like the flash is going off, and you
And
just
then
see silhouettes
maybe,
of a
maybe
guy.
the mob,
Yeah.
in this sense, is he's hired all the drug addicts to like mob the
Yeah.
gangsters when they come in after
Well,
they explode the light bulbs.
With the mob, you could be two opposing gangster families.
Oh yeah.
And he's they're both after him, and he's like, well, why not two birds one stone? And then loads of people in the crack den die, and then there'll just be like one random guy who's like stoned, and he'll just be like, what's going on?
What's
And
going on?
He'll just wake up and everyone will be dead, and he'll be like, whoa, that was some heavy stuff, something like that.
Drugs.
Yeah, don't do them. So yeah, maybe it's a bit of an action.
Okay, yeah.
There's a character
Yeah.
who.
I've seen that before where someone puts explosives inside a light bulb and then screws
Yeah.
it shut again.
Uh-huh,
And then when the filament obviously, I
turns
don't know
on.
what film it is. It might be The
I've seen
Punisher.
it. I've seen. Yeah, I think it is The Punisher when he does it in his like hideout.
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it done a couple of times, I think.
So this could be an episode of The Punisher.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get rid of all the gangsters and that.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
He brings them all to one location, so.
Right, so we've got a genre tin as well, and this is just to change up what we've got and see if we can come up with another version.
Adventure now. So we've had action. Now it's, adventure, so we can't go along with the whole shootout and things because we've kind of done that. Action
Yeah.
adventure. This could be action adventure, but let's just go full out adventure.
Yeah, let's try and make this like a 12A or a PG or something.
Yeah.
So I think the gangsters won't be like modern gangsters. Let's make them like old school Trilbies, Chicago, Tommy Gunn sort of people.
Okay, so we're going like 40s,
Yeah, we're going like
40s.
Godfather
Okay.
era.
30s, 40s. Good start.
It's very similar though, isn't it?
They're all the same. Should we pick a different genre?
Yeah.
Because I think that is a bit too
We
similar.
need something completely different.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
now it is now a teen film.
Okay, teen film. I mean, with a crack den, it's kind of like they find them in this wacky situation. They're in a crack den type thing, and they're trying to buy drugs.
Yeah.
And this is where
For the
they've
party.
they've ended up in the worst place like you can buy drugs from because it's a crack den. and they don't realise how much trouble they're getting into. But the people who own the crack den are the gangsters. And I suppose you've got to get, it's like instead of they get in trouble with the gangsters, the gangsters are actually teenagers.
And they've
put a
actually
spin on
taken
that.
over
They're
the
like,
crack den.
They're like, well, is there actually any gangsters anymore? Like, what's all? Should we be gangsters? Let's be gangsters, and it's like 14-year-old gangsters.
All right, so maybe it's not like a Western film. Maybe it's like in like South America or something.
Uh-huh.
So this could be a sequel to like City of God.
City of God, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it's a teen film. I mean, we're playing a spin on the teen film.
Yeah.
They'll be played by teenagers.
Yeah.
I'd say they're like 14-year-old.
Yeah.
They're in charge. They're in charge of a crack den.
Yeah.
But maybe it's got a little bit of a comedy element,
Mm-hmm.
right? The electricity goes out and they need to get an electrician to fix the light bulb because
The
they
light
have no
bulbs,
idea
yeah.
what they're doing.
Yeah, and that's where they've realised all of the other drugs are hidden in the light bulbs. And then the
There you
guy,
go.
the electrician that comes in, finds them all, and then he's involved with this. But he's got a different side story.
Yeah. So maybe the film is less about their struggles of being gangsters and being in a crack den and trying to rise up the ranks. Maybe it's the whole spin and the unique twist on this film is that we're watching these teen gangsters having like teen problems
Yeah.
getting in the way of them being professional gangsters, such as
yeah.
not knowing how to fix a light bulb.
Yeah.
So they keep having to like ring the
Well,
mothers
how
and
do you change your light
fix
bulb? Sort of
themselves.
things, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so name, so teen kind of mob, young gangsters.
Could call it Young Blood.
Young blood. Okay, I like that.
Who's in it?
Who's young enough? Tom Holland. He looks young enough.
He's been in a few of these.
Yeah, he has. I don't really know any like young child actors, so.
No, me neither.
But yeah, I mean,
Who would direct it?
let's go with Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie. I was thinking Guy Ritchie.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie would direct it. So obviously you can this film and the two that we've come up with, we probably just wouldn't be able to make this, but
You know what it is? It's not a foreign film. It's not a South American film at all.
Mhm.
It's Tom Holland and John Boyega, and they're both nerds. And they're both like, you know what? I'm sick of being a nerd.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go to the extreme.
and
It's big gangsters. Maybe one of the friends is like a crack addict, and then we're gonna go help him.
Yeah.
And then they realise that they were much smarter than any of the gangsters that were like running the corner.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? We can outsmart these idiots.
Yeah.
And then they become
they're
like
not-
mega
They're
gangsters,
not like streetwise at first, and it's them stumbling over the
figuring
the,
out how
the
to
streetwise
actually,
problems.
yeah.
And like one of the mates who they used to like grow up with when they were even younger is now like a bit more of a streetwise gangster, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Do you want to come and help us?"
Train
a little
them how
bit?
to do
Yeah,
it.
train them. So it's a bit of a comedy, bit of a teen, bit of a
Buddy
buddy cop. type thing.
cop, but it's
Cool.
more like buddy gangster,
Right,
and we'll call it Young Blood.
young blood, nice, fits in. So yeah, I mean,
Oh, and
That-
it'll be spelled BLUD,
BLUD,
like
blood.
like blood,
Yeah.
like the southern London slang.
slang. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. Young blood.
Young
They're
Blood.
both from London as well, I think. Tom Holland,
Ish.
maybe. We'll Wikipedia that. Yeah, so that's kind of story in the can. This idea is something a little bit bigger than probably we would make eventually.
Yeah,
What was
but
the
it
first
would
one?
certainly something we could reduce down and extract certain bits from it.
Information of.
And, you know, we might have never come up with this
Yeah,
concept
so-
on our own.
So it's just a kind of an exercise to start thinking about ideas. Obviously we had Crackdown, Gangster, Lightbulb, and a Flash Mob. Let us know what kind of you come up with these ideas, because you might come up with something a lot better than we did. But it just shows you there's always a story in a can. I
Cue
just,
the music.
I just thought about that there. So thanks for watching another episode of Story in the Can. And like I said, let us know your ideas in the comments.